How often do you hear a man pleaded guilty to manslaughter or a Tucson mother pleaded guilty to a felony charge of endangerment? Or how about a Tucson grandmother took a plea deal which lessens her first-degree murder charge?
According to the Pima County Attorney's Office, they negotiate a plea deal on just about 95% of the cases that come into their office. Our Digging Deeper team wanted to know why, and the answer may surprise you. News 4 Tucson's Lupita Murillo with this report.
Bottom line, a plea agreement reduces the charges against a suspect in exchange for them pleading guilty or no contest. Now, part of the reason is to avoid going to trial and not breaking the bank.
If we did not want roads or schools, then maybe we would just dump all of our money into the criminal justice system.
Jonathan Mosier is the chief criminal deputy for the Pima County Attorney's Office, and he's not talking about one specific case, but in generalities. He says that we all want roads, schools, and other services, so choices need to be made.
And we have a criminal justice system that works well by resolving those cases that can be resolved without a trial, which is necessarily more expensive.
According to data from the RAND Corporation, since 2007, U.S. taxpayers have provided $50 billion annually for court prosecution, public defense of all types of criminal cases. But it's not just about saving tax dollars. Plea agreements also guarantee the accused is held accountable, avoiding the possibility of a jury that may find him not guilty, something Naomi Haidt took to heart and agreed to a plea deal from the man who killed her husband.
I was afraid that he was going to walk out.
Naomi's husband, Tucson police officer Eric Haidt, was killed in the line of duty by a crazed gunman in 2008. The thought of the man responsible for his death back on the streets was too much to bear.
I didn't want to know that he was free, on the streets, back in society where my husband, had sworn to be protecting and had lost his life protecting it.
Nick Delich pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and aggravated assault to avoid the death penalty.
That was enough for me to know that he was never going to walk out free back into our community.
He was sentenced to life in prison. Currently, he's in the state mental hospital where he's diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. If he's ever rehabilitated, he will be transferred to prison where he will remain until he dies. While the plea agreement worked for her, she believes the system is broken.
Not holding people accountable with plea deals. They are not always the right thing to do for the family, for the kind of crime that has been committed.
Prosecutors always talk to the victims about the pros and cons of taking a case to trial versus a plea agreement. Mosier adds, sometimes it's the best thing that can happen, and sometimes it's the harshest. Digging deeper, Lupita Murillo, News 4 Tucson.